Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team. He had plenty of reasons to sit there and say, well, no one's got any confidence in me. But through their self-evaluation and figuring out, what do I have to do to get better? And then working on those things. And then it comes back to the word we talked about in the very opening. How committed are you to it?
Right.
Because sometimes people want to feel good about themselves by the people around them making them feel good, instead of them feeling good about themselves by saying, you know what, I've got a commitment to being the best I want to be and can be, and right now I'm not playing. I sat on the bench for 2 years in college, didn't get an opportunity to play at all. And my problem was I was projecting. It was the coaches, it was the system, it was this, it was that, and I was ready to run away from my problem and go transfer to somewhere else. But I didn't realize at a young age that that problem was following me. I had to address my lack of commitment, my lack of being in shape, and what I needed to do to make myself a better player, to force the coach to put me on the floor because I was going to help our team win. And until I had that turn of understanding the self-evaluation part, then it happened. But I think it all comes down to when you've got a player that maybe hasn't reached his potential, isn't playing as much as he wants, had a couple bad games. The guy that when the game ends comes into the gym and gets extra shots up, that's in the gym earlier working on his game. Confidence is built in the game of basketball through repetition. That's the beauty of basketball. The more time you spend in the game, the more confident you're going to be about the game. You know, and I think that when guys invest that kind of time in where they need to get better, they can themselves lift their confidence, lift their self-esteem. They don't need a lot of things around them.
Right.
Every coach is going to put players on the floor that give them the best chance to win, in their opinion. And when a player's not playing, a lot of times they need to understand why the coach is not playing them and what they need to do. And then they've got to constantly look at themselves, say, okay, how am I going to I got to get committed to these things, and I'm committed to getting myself on the floor. You were committed to changing your body, changing your speech. You figured out, you did an assessment of why you were not going to be able to play as a professional in Europe, why you were not going to be able to play for your national team. You looked at the things that you knew you needed to address, and you addressed every one of those things to the best of your ability. And if you fail, when you do that, to me, you eliminate a word that causes us all a lot of grief, and that's regret.
Regret, absolutely, yeah.
When you can move past as a player and say, I played the game without regret, that is a thing. Because I think one of the things that, you know, hurts us all, I mean, I heard a great story the other night on Mickey Mantle and what a great player he was, but the regret he had with his family. Yeah. We're all going to have different regrets in our life, and those regrets are painful. But what we're committed to doing is what we're going to obviously feel a level of reward and pleasure from. And I see so many basketball players and athletes that go through their career and say, geez, if I only knew now, back then, things could have been different. And I think it's difficult when you got a playing career and you have to look back on regret. But when you've given it everything you have, regardless what the results are, you have a better chance of moving forward and also have learned quite a bit.